All right, welcome to the CBSN Minnesota Daybreaker. Hi, everybody. I'm Jason DeRusha. Nice to be with you on a Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. We did some very exciting stuff at the DeRusha household this weekend. I know, like, going out and, like, living your life out in the world is fun, but have you guys ever tried cleaning out your basement storage space? Oh, that's right. Well, the weather kind of made you feel like curling up in the basement. Maybe if you have a fireplace, today'd be another good day to have that fired up. My gosh, it's cold. Like, this is December weather, not October weather, but here it is. And we're going to see this again tomorrow. Today's high, we'll be lucky to get to freezing. And record cold to start your day tomorrow morning as well. But we'll get through it. Halloween looks like it's going to be close to 50, which is still below average, but it's better. Close to 50 feels and sounds like a dream right now, so Halloween should be all right. Let's talk about this. Presidential election just 8 days away. Vice President Mike Pence is coming to Minnesota today. The vice president stopping in Hibbing. And this is an amazing time, right? Coronavirus, we're in the middle of this pandemic, and the vice president continuing with a slate of campaign travel, even though some of his closest aides have now tested positive for COVID-19. The White House says they tested Pence negative yesterday, but his chief of staff is positive. Mike Pence is allowed to travel by the CDC guidelines because essential workers don't have to quarantine just because they've been in close contact with someone. They're supposed to stay away from people and always wear a mask. That's how Pence is saying he is an essential worker. What do you think? Should he be traveling here today or at all this week? Should he say, look, I know it's 8 days to the election, but I'm in charge of the coronavirus task force and I'm going to quarantine myself? It's quite an ask, just 8 days to the election. I don't know. What do you think? What would you do if you were in that situation? Share a comment on the WCCO TV Facebook page. We'll share a few in a minute. Both candidates are stepping up their efforts in battleground states as some polls show the race growing closer. The president traveling back to Pennsylvania today. Joe Biden, no events, public events on his schedule. So far, more than 59 million ballots have already been cast this year. That is already more than the number of early votes cast in 2016. Minnesota, one of the states that will be counting votes not just on Election Day, but after. As long as they're postmarked by November 3rd, Minnesota will count ballots for 7 days until November 10th. Still better to get it in by Election Day, right? In Wisconsin, no extension. So you got to have it delivered no later than 8 p.m. on Election Day. Postal Service says if you live in Wisconsin, mail it tomorrow. Otherwise, if you're nervous about it, you can still go in person and vote on Election Day. They'll just toss out the mail-in ballot when it arrives. In Minnesota, also here in Minneapolis, are recommending mailing your ballot by tomorrow. Coney Barrett, her nomination as a Supreme Court justice expected to become a confirmation today. She may be sworn in tonight. Yesterday, Senate Republicans voted overwhelmingly to advance the nominee. Democrats, look, this whole thing's political, right? The Republicans say, like, hey, we got the power. We're doing it. Democrats are saying this isn't fair. We should wait till the election. But they don't have the votes. So there it is. Cases of COVID-19 rising across the United States. President Trump's chief of staff sparked some new controversy with this exchange.
We're not going to control the pandemic. We are going to control the fact that we get vaccines, therapeutics, and other mitigation areas.
Why aren't we going to get control of the pandemic?
Because it is a contagious virus, just like the flu.
Yeah. All right. At least 35 states. I mean, is he saying we're giving up, or is he just kind of acknowledging the reality that you can't like rein in? You can't control the flu. You're never going to get it under control. You're just going to do your best to vaccinate and treat. Experts have warned that the coming weeks could bring a resurgence of cases. Here in Minnesota, health officials say, yep, spread is on, and it's spreading quickest in rural areas. State health data shows the rate of new cases per capita across 56 counties in greater Minnesota tripled in a month. That compares with the doubling of the rate across the metro. Some health experts say could be because people in rural areas are influenced by the neighboring states with fewer COVID-19 restrictions, or possible they were infected while visiting those areas. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump did welcome trick-or-treaters to the White House last night. COVID-19 restrictions meant the first couple did not hand out treats to the children, but the kids did parade. You see, wearing their costumes. Pretty cool moment for those kids, right? No mask, no fly. Passengers who refuse to cover their faces during flights are now being added to Delta's no-fly list. The airline CEO says they've banned 460 people from the planes. These are people who are like, I'm not wearing a mask and I'm going to be a pain in the neck about it. Delta says it's committed to doing what it can to stop the coronavirus from spreading, even though it just posted a quarterly loss of nearly $5.4 billion. We move on to the next story about those Asian giant hornets. Remember them? Washington State, they've caught some. I know it sort of felt like, hey, we were talking about the murder hornets, which I know some beekeepers don't like that. You know, who wants to be called a murder hornet? They're just Asian giant hornets. I don't know, whatever you call it. Look at that face. Ugh. And you thought, like, all right, we were talking about murder hornets, and then COVID-19 came and said, hold my beer. But the murder hornets, they're still around. They vacuumed them out of a nest this weekend. How's that for a fun job? The issue is they can kill a honeybee hive in a matter of hours, and honeybees, of course, are important pollinators. This video might make you do a double take. It certainly did for me. Yeah, there's a Headless Horseman. The guy's named Matthew Dunkel. He's a strange dude. He's been riding around playing his... Is that a guitar or a ukulele? That's a guitar. Said it took... This is in Concord, Massachusetts. Isn't that where the... that's not too far from the Salem witch trial. A lot of weird stuff goes on in the East Coast. I don't know. Now he's just riding around the grass for the camera, I suppose. I said, you know, with less traffic out there during the pandemic, he was able to practice this so he didn't fall and crack his, well, I assume there's a head in there somewhere. It's fun. Can I show you something that we did today during the show? You know, people are trying to figure out how to celebrate Halloween differently. And Dunkin' Donuts is selling these, like, decorate your own donuts. Look at that. These are my Halloween donuts. Katie Steiner made some too. She has to stay, like, we're keeping her 10 feet away from, well, we're really keeping me away from her. Let's be honest, we don't want.
You can show my donuts.
Isn't this good? This one's tough to show because the whole plating will spill. Oh, that's good. Oh, thanks, Katie.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes the sprinkles.
That's fine. This was, you know, pretty fun. All right. So you can still have some fun for the Halloween, right? Unless you've hung out with your buddies who have tested positive for COVID-19. Don't come knock on my door, please. I don't care if you're an essential worker. I would prefer, frankly, I'd love to meet the vice president. Never met him, but I would prefer not to meet him now, to be honest. Let's see what your comments are. Joanne says, as head of the coronavirus task force, Pence has an obligation to set a good example for the country. He should stay home, stop endangering people around him. I mean, I agree with you in theory, Joanne, but it's so hard, like, to really do it 1 week before the election. Peggy says if he's negative, it's okay to travel, but he should leave his aides home. Yeah, I mean, you could say maybe just he should be the only one on the plane. Maybe. Becca says he should set an example in quarantine. Do you think it would cost him votes? I think it might. If you quarantined, you know. Paul says, sure he should. He's careful. He should travel, is what Paul's saying. Yeah, I mean, the problem is we know that if you test negative, it doesn't mean that you won't be positive the next day, right? Like we saw with the president. They'll set it up. He's not going to come in close contact to anybody at the rally, I'm sure. And Steve Darlene says he should stay home. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I mean, he is following the CDC guidelines because he is deemed an essential worker, but is this really what they meant by essential activity? I don't know. Tough one. Week before the election. I'm sure all of you approach this from a very neutral standpoint, not bringing your own political views into it, right? Just kidding. All right, that's it. CBSN Minnesota Daybreaker. Thanks for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time.